Okay. Item number 3, roll call. Commissioner Hunt.
Hi, here.
Commissioner Cook.
Here.
Commissioner Rollins.
Here.
Commissioner Kelly here. Item number 4, approval of agenda for October 4th, 2022 meeting.
I approve the agenda for the October 4th meeting, 2022.
I second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Hunt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of minutes from our special meeting on September 20th, 2022.
Nobody has them.
Well, I had them in my email. I'll approve those.
Okay. Any second?
Can we amend the spelling of my last name?
Sure.
Okay. It was super wrong.
Okay.
You got to make a friendly amendment.
Okay.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction of Sunny's, or Amanda's name spelling.
I'll second that motion.
Oh, here she is. Okay, perfect, perfect time.
Sarah. Motion to approve the minutes with the amended of Commissioner Rollins' name. Made by Commissioner Hunt, seconded by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, number 6, volunteer group reports. Who wants to give a report on our volunteer groups?
Laura Lessig, 15201 Fairview. As far as for the Fraser First Booster Club, all I have to mention here is that we're having our park completion celebration on October 16th. Save the date. It's in a few weeks here. It's our thank you to our community, to our city, to everyone involved in finalizing our park. It's from 1 to 3. It'll be a ribbon cutting and hot dogs and all kinds of stuff. So please come out and celebrate with our city. Thank you. That's all.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. Item numbers, or any other reports from our massive amount of. Okay. Item number 7, report on current events.
On Monday, we kick off the digging up of our basketball court at the Senior Activity Center for our waterproofing. We're also going out to bid for new HVAC units at that building as well. We're trying to make sure that we take all necessary steps to ensure that we don't have to replace the gymnasium floor again. Hoping to have that back open and operational before November, especially for our pickleball and volleyball players who are looking to move indoors as the weather turns. There will be additional information coming out soon regarding the kickoff of the dining senior style that's starting in November at the Senior Activity Center. The county is going to host a kind of a kickoff event, and we do expect to have a lot of attendance from county officials. So I invite you all to come to that as soon as we have details on the exact date. I will get that all out to you. We had a good turnout for the public safety open house over the weekend, and we went through about 150 bowls of chili between our 3 entrants. So it was an exciting time. Thank you to everybody that volunteered in their civic groups. Thank you. And I'm glad to have everybody there, and I'm hoping that we can get some more participation in that event itself next year. We're going to have the mailbox out hopefully within the first week of November for the letters to Santa. I invite everybody to put in a letter to the North Pole, trying to make it as non-denominational as possible so that we can be more inclusive of all of our residents here in Fraser. So if there's any restrictions or things, we can make it just directly from our friends up in the North Pole.
And that'll be here?
Yep, we're gonna have that here. It's the big blue mailbox that we had used previously. I just figured it was better suited at City Hall than at the Senior Activity Center. Just when we're in our parks, if we see anything, if we could all please make sure to let DPW or City Hall know. People have taken it upon themselves to decorate our parks a little bit in a way that's less than savory, and we're hoping to have a force multiplier by anybody. If you see any vandalism, to please let us know immediately. I know McKinley Park has been impacted as the past couple weeks. We are working quickly to repair everything, especially because of the event that's coming up. But we can only fix things as we're made aware of them, and unfortunately, they seem to be breaking faster than we catch them. So if anybody sees anything, please let us know immediately, just so that we can get on top of that, especially prior to the event at McKinley.
What did you say the dining senior thing was called?
Dining Senior Style. It's a arm of the Office of Senior Services and Meals on Wheels. So this program allows for seniors to come in for a recommended donation of $3 and get a 4-course meal. It's at various locations throughout Macomb County, and we're going to be a new location and hub for not only that, but also for Meals on Wheels to be distributed from our Senior Activity Center. So it'll be a nice kind of lure to the facility itself. And then hopefully once the gymnasium floors are restored, we'll finally get our coveted senior or silver sneakers status for our seniors, which would allow them to have their membership dues and everything paid through silver sneakers, which the majority of them have embedded in their Medicare Advantage program. So it's a great way to get people in the facility and also get us funding.
Wonderful.
Awesome. I'm assuming that kind of went over number 8, overview report of Parks and Rec.
Oh.
Kind of combined both of them, didn't we? Okay, that's fine. Moving on, item number 9, other business. Any other business?
Oh, new park signs are going up slowly in phases. I know that some of our parks are a little barren right now because of that, but they are getting phased in slowly. It was just trying to get all the monument footings and everything taken care of. So we do have some of them up. There is the trail sign at Harrington Trail. I am inquiring why we have a smaller trailhead sign rather than the monument that was on 14 Mile. So if you have any questions or concerns or something just doesn't look like it was put back in the right place, let me know, and try to work with DPW to make sure that we get those done right the first time.
Did we take out all of the signs already?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, so.
Because they were trying to make sure they could get the footings put in properly, because especially the entrance to the city footing at 14 and Hayes was massive. So it was a little bit of a disruption when they pulled that to put in the new one. So trying to let everything settle as we get the new signs installed.
Ones that I've seen look great, so. All right.
They are nice.
There.
Moving on, item number 10, citizen participation. Oh, we got a citizen. Oh.
Dana Sutherland, 31520 Schoolcraft. So a couple of questions. One is I had some vendors from the farmer's market ask me about why there was not a vendor or farmer's market with the firefighter open house. I don't know if any of you can assist with that.
We did not proceed with that because last year we said that, or we heard that it was low turnout at that, and felt that we had a lot going on already with the helicopter landing adjacent to where they would have been. So we didn't proceed with that. Trying to weigh the options of whether or not we want to have everything all at once, because it does become a bit of a.
I remember the year that we did have it, and the same time we had the helicopter, it was kind of chaos.
I could see with the helicopter, but last year when we had it, I mean, I got good feedback from the vendors last year. So that would be, that's.
The vendor, just having dealt with the vendors on site at our last one, they're like, oh no, we never get anybody. And so I didn't want it to be another bounce house incident where we had 2 events going on at once. And while we thought it would work, where we would get all this influx, it ended up just being everybody kind of trampling through and bypassing our vendors.
Maybe next year, when we have more staff, we could even do a survey of the vendors, like whether or not they'd be interested or something we could, talk about.
Yeah.
Later. It sounds like we're getting mixed messages, right? So.
Have to work with them to figure out a better schedule, just so that we can be conducive to everybody's community events and everything going on, and whether or not we want everything overlapping, because I know we've done a lot of events at the same time as the library, and I think we're splitting our crowd rather than getting everybody to do one swoop down 14. I think we're just diluting everybody that would go to one event, and
Yeah, I was going to ask that too. Were you ever contacted by the library about combining efforts for like the fall harvest and or like
No, I've reached out to the Lions Club to volunteer at this weekend's event, and I haven't heard back from them on that, but the library never usually coordinates with us for any of their events. So we find out, well, I find out via Facebook when things are conflicting, or like the fall event, I saw the flyers at Ramshorn, and
as a resident, I can follow up on both of those
Okay.
things for you.
yes, I feel like you may know someone on the library commission that may be able to assist.
I actually talked to somebody at the library and gave them your contact information, who said that they were going to contact you about combining efforts because last year's
We've had a lot of
retreat that
events
they had
where,
were like,
yeah.
it was like what, 1,000 I mean, it was crazy. It was like 1,000 kids showed up. So, interesting. Okay, so.
I have a question on that, to piggyback off of that. A couple years ago, they did a vendor show underneath the pavilion during the open house, and that seemed to go very well because they used part of the pavilion and set up the tents there so that people were still close by, and the people just walk through as they did everything else.
Well, and as a I mean, you're there as a vendor generally too, right? So I
Yeah.
think that you probably would have some valuable
I did it, like I
feedback.
did that one. I did the one that was a few years ago, and it was like underneath the shelter area there where they parked the police cars.
Yeah.
They
think-
set it up there.
And I think if there's a list anywhere, or if we're creating a list, or even just to put it in the minutes of this meeting, right, a good to-do for next year would be to, you know.
Yeah, I
and
think
know- and
before
kn-
the season starts, we may go through what's going on in the community, just so that we can try to establish somewhat of a community calendar, because we've had events where they'll have petting zoo over at the library, and we'll have, our farmer's market going on, and I feel like
Yeah.
it'd be nice if we could try to,
Yeah, last year, you are 100% right. There was it the Fraser First, Trunk or Treat at Ramshorn, the library were the same day.
that's what we're
And
running
then
into.
the Lions Club was like the following weekend. So yeah, it was a bit hectic. So I
I
agree
think
with you as far as.
Right now, we've got the Lions Club this weekend, then the following weekend's going to be the high school vendor and craft show, and then after that is the Ramshorn Fraser First Booster Club Trunk or Treat. So
No.
it would be nice if we could combine efforts, maximize everybody's funding, and
Yep.
even if it's just developing a community calendar so we can strategize how to have something every weekend or every week for our residents would be a nice goal to work collaboratively.
Yeah. Okay, so then my last thing is Christmas in Fraser. So it's October.
Yes, we're
What-
working on the reindeer right now. I'm reaching out to Elsa to get her to come from the North Pole to join us. The kids loved to have the characters last year, and it was nice to have that kind of built into the fire area. We took a nice walkthrough of our old little rec room that was previously our district court, and that's adjacent. So I think to try to keep everything on this side and maybe move Santa Claus indoors, turning that into Santa's workshop, would be a nice location, because Santa froze in the gazebo and he was off in his own corner. And I know the mayor would like to have everybody hot dog adjacent to the fire bay. So
So then are there any subcommittees? Are you looking for volunteers? Is there any like downtown participation? One thing that I had mentioned to you, and so you guys might not have heard of this, is talked about reaching out to the businesses in Fraser to see if any of them would be willing to light up their exterior, similar to what they do in Rochester, have like a light up the downtown kind of thing. I would be willing to volunteer and assist in that, but I don't know if we have any subcommittees going on for some of these things too, and volunteerism, because I think that, and I could be completely wrong here, but I think that, that staffing was a bit of an issue last year, where I think Hunter and there was somebody else like with the hot chocolate, they were kind of off to the side also, so.
yeah, Hunter and Tanya ended up with the hot chocolate. I'm hoping that if we do get that back from Brent Skirta, who donated it last year for our event, that we can get that pulled closer. And that's what, having that 39th District Court, it has a door right adjacent to the parking lot, so we can pull people closer, because splitting everybody through the parking lot and having everybody traipse through, I think was almost as distracting as not having the stage out front. I did reach out to St. Clair Shores about getting the stage that they utilize for their summer events for our band, and to have Santa to kick off the event, just because we need to have something to brighten up that area. We don't have enough lighting in the front of our building to have a big kickoff event without having an external unit there.
Would there be a Christmas tree lighting associated with this event too, or is?
We could do the Christmas tree. I just got to make sure that I've got Brent on board to donate, because I don't know if I have the budget to have him come back and wrap up for us. I will talk with DPW to try to get them to help a little more than we had last year, because it was Hunter and I wrapping the trees outside the building.
Right. Totally willing to help with that too. But I think that's one of the things that I'm just wondering if we, to be able to take what the lessons learned from last year and to be able to, I mean, I don't think that I'm speaking completely as a resident here, anyone's expecting you to do everything on your own, right? But we would have volunteers,
Yeah.
and things like that would be willing to help. I think if we have a list of everything that you are looking to see with this event, and or what you would need assistance with,
I can put up a sign-up genius if anybody's interested in helping or developing a subcommittee to work and volunteer at that, because it is a lot of hands. I know the union.
Had the choir perform before, the
Yes.
Fraser High School Choir. We had Encore last year. They were super
Yep.
cute and they did a great job. So like things like that just require phone calls, especially we're probably assuming council approves the new commissioners, right? We're going to have a couple of new people as well.
We only have one. One of the individuals that interviewed last week, she did withdraw after our meeting.
Okay.
So we are only adding, I should know her name, our Dynamon craft.
Oh, Rebecca.
Rebecca, yes.
Okay. So Martha backed out.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So a sign up genius, and then is there anything else that we could proactively be doing as a commission and as residents if we want to build on it to?
The downtown Christmas lighting, I'll talk with Elaine tomorrow, because I know we had kind of gone that direction with the scarecrows, and I think if we plan ahead on my end that we can get that better promoted. I know without a DDA, we struggle a little bit, but I'm on the board with the chamber, and we do have a lot of connections within the community through that. So that may be another avenue to promote this through, and even possibly add some funding or prizes. So
Yeah, that'd be good, because the scarecrow thing does seem like it's gotten a lot of
yeah, it's taken off.
traction and taken off. So
Thank you to Christine.
yes, thank you, Chris. So if we can build on that momentum,
Keep going with the decorating of our informal DDA area.
Yep. So any assistance you need with that, but that'll all be documented in the minutes and will that be in the sign up genius as well then?
If we could do the subcommittee, and then I will put together a flyer tonight for that and run it by Elaine in the morning, just so that we can get that out, so that if people are going to plan on ordering Christmas lights, or if we are planning on a start date, because I know a lot of people like to decorate prior to the snow coming in and the weather turning to
Well,
lovely.
You never know, some of the businesses might even want to set up a little station so that you could have the Christmas tree lighting and all the events at City Hall, and then maybe people
do a downtown tour type.
Yeah, they could do like but we would need, so the subcommittee, I think we would need someone to want to chair that subcommittee. Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to do almost anything. Just let me know what you want
Oh.
me to do.
So Chris would,
I mean, you just want me to go around and tell them to put lights up? I mean, I don't know exactly.
well, that's something that we would work on the details.
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that Sarah would work on the details, and then it sounds like it would be you and Amanda, I saw your hand go up to help with that, and then so just build out what that looks like, but getting on it sooner than later, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm already about 25% done with my Christmas shopping, so
I'm further.
of course
Sam's
you
Club is
are.
ready for the Christmas lights, so, I mean,
Yeah, so I mean, I think it would
Down
just
that
be a matter of, reaching out to them, seeing what you can do with the chamber, seeing who would be willing to decorate the exterior of their building, potentially set up some sort of either a game or like a stand where maybe they would just hand out candy canes and just to encourage, like a downtown, we need to come up with a name of the event, right, of like what we're doing, like.
we can put that in through the subcommittee, make a sign-up genius for voting, or a survey monkey to have people decide what they want, or
Yep.
something lovely for the event.
But at a high level, does that make sense though? Like just.
Yep.
kind
No,
of
I agree. We need to get things
So
moving.
the light up and then having some sort of station set up to do, and and it could be, even if we had duplicates, you know what I
We'd be
mean?
looking at the just around this building.
Yeah, just
type
the
of
main like
so far.
downtown area,
Okay.
right? So
like
like,
shots.
Like the buildings with
El
shots.
Toro.
like aged odds, everything in that little,
Joe's across there, sushi place, yeah.
yeah, like that.
I feel like they should light it up.
The auto, what's it that the car,
Classic.
the car show.
I think it's class Showdown.
Oh, yeah.
Showdown
El
Auto.
Charo, right?
Okay.
Carpet Place, Salon, The Curve, right?
Lisa's.
Lisa's Lunchbox, like
Yeah,
all of those in that loop.
okay.
I think getting out and just talking to people, because I know that even Smokey Joe's, they're great about anything with the community.
They
They're
already have
there.
lights up.
And they're expanding, so this may be a great chance to have them get involved and
Yeah.
de facto get people in the door to see their expansion, so.
Well, and if we were able to get businesses in that strip mall as well, I don't know, I'm going to say the two words that sometimes get us in trouble, but it's possible, food trucks, but I mean, also, depending on,
The owner of that strip mall is particular about his parking lot, so that may not happen. I know during
either than Love will
Oh, yeah, there was some
have
drama.
some roadside sushi.
the Christmas and Fraser event, the volunteer fighters do the free hot dogs.
Oh, yeah,
There
that's
has
right.
been some conflicting opinions on having alternate food that would deter from the hot dogs, so.
Well, we can work those out within the subcommittee. We don't have to get all the nitty gritty right now, but just so,
Yep.
it sounds like you have a really good start though, so you'll let us know what help
Yes.
and volunteers you need with the events that will take place here at City Hall.
Yes, we will have the
Chris?
rec manager before the end of the month, so there'll be
That's what my question was.
more people.
You're gonna hit the ground
Yes,
running. Here you go.
We've started on the virtual interviews for that, and then once I get those sorted through, hopefully by the end of next week, then I want to do in person and get it moving so that we can have somebody in place once the dining senior style starts, just so we can have another body at the activity center. It's been almost a year with Diane solo over there, and while I greatly appreciate everything she does, I'd like to be able to let her breathe a little bit.
And then are there still, she does do an amazing job, by the way. She calls my husband and lets him know when he misses too many chair yoga. There are still decorations that like we didn't put out for last year too.
Oh,
There
that's- so
Or
that
what
was my-
happened
is a hoard of stuff stashed all over for recreation. There's stuff in the old rec room in the district court. There's stuff in the storage garage adjacent to Fort Fraser that I'm trying to get moved out to. We have a facility right behind Oak Ridge that was a staff like a workout center that nobody really utilizes. Just trying to get things that probably shouldn't be stored in a kind of damp condition out of those facilities. So there's decorations here, there, and everywhere. That's where I found the mailbox for Santa and all sorts of God knows what everywhere.
So if that were to be one of the sub-issues and we were to start on that now, could we see about if we could have some of DPW's time, maybe just a tiny bit sprinkled into finding some of that stuff?
I don't know. I will have to ask them. I
Okay.
know that they've got a lot of projects going on, so I don't want to commit them to anything that they don't have the manpower or the time for.
And I might forget this too, but it was 2 years ago. And Laura, you might be able to help me this. It's the landscape company,
Oh,
Three Cs?
Three
Cs.
Cs.
They do amazing work.
And they did all of our lights and everything a few years ago. I think that might have been during COVID. I know that might create some conflicts, but just something to look into.
I had suggested that after my foray into Christmas decorating last year. I will see what the cost is. That's usually the biggest.
I think when they did it a few
Actor.
years ago, they might have donated their time to decorate with the decorations that we had.
And it is definitely worthwhile to contact them.
Next to the tree.
Huh?
Put a sign next to the tree advertising
Yeah.
your business.
I mean,
I
I
don't-
know they're good about volunteering because they volunteered for a few things when I've asked them to do some things in the past, and they were pretty good about.
I will definitely ask. One of our DPW employees is a former 3Cs employee, so if I can't get a hold of somebody, Joe Gregory in our DPW definitely will be able to get me a contact. So it is worth asking. I greatly appreciated Brent Skirta, who does a lot of the decorations for St. Clair Shores, and he does a private lighting, everything that he did for us last year. I don't think we would have had an event if it wasn't for him putting in
Yeah, I think
a ton of hours, but it would be nice to be able to have 3Cs come in and
Because I don't remember lights last year.
there was lights, but
it was just Hunter, Brent, and I decorating
Oh, okay.
feverishly
All right,
like
okay.
the week before.
Okay. Because that's what I was going to volunteer. I could volunteer to like start.
Yeah, we were wrapping
but I'm
trees
gonna
and
do it now.
everything.
I'm not doing it.
well, and
Yeah.
so when I volunteered to help put up lights last year, I was advised that that could create some issues with contracts and DPW. So if that's not the
Well,
case.
if we can outsource it to a contractor, I will talk personally with the union steward to see if he's agreeable with it.
Okay.
They're usually not as contentious as one would think, especially when they know that they're short-staffed and it may not be something that they have the time for, or they want to take overtime to string Christmas lights. So we'll see.
Okay, so for the minutes, Sarah's going to look into the 3 Cs thing. Potentially see if DPW can even offer us a smidgen of time to see if they can pull out decorations, or we can try to.
We have
figure
the
out what
fire
we
pits
got.
for the Christmas and Fraser that we had used previously for s'more making. That was advertised last year. We couldn't locate them. We did find them over in the Fort Fraser storage garage. So those can be brought back out. I think that'll be a nice thing, even if we only have 1 or 2. I think we have about 6 fire pits, which may be a bit
You're gonna reach out to
extravagant.
St. Clair Shores about
Yep.
the stage.
stage.
Do
Got to
you-
get a hold of the schools for the band and the choir
I was
and
about
then
to say, do you
encore.
need anybody to reach out to those 3, or?
If you'd like.
I-
Not-
I'm
I've got
happy to do
contact.
that.
Okay.
So I will reach out to the choir, the band, and encore to see if they would be willing to perform.
I know
We have a date?
AEW used to do something
It's always
too.
the same date. It's,
First Saturday of December.
yep.
Okay. Chris is going to start the subcommittee for contacting the downtown businesses. I don't know if you just want to go in order or how you want to, however you want to do it, to talk to them about lighting and or decorating their exterior, as well as if the day of the event, they would be willing to have some sort of game or a giveaway or something like that, and kind of tell them what our thought process is. It needs a catchy name. Someone needs to come up with a catchy name.
Echo.
It's not me.
It's got a good name.
Well, AAW, they used to, I know a couple years back, their choir performed there.
Arts Academy in the Woods for
Oh,
people who don't know.
Arts
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
I have their
do
principal's
they have root beer?
information.
No, that's ANW.
No, I'll talk to their principal. I know before when we asked them last year, they didn't have availability, but I think I may have a better relationship with them now than I did when I got here in November, so it may be something that we can make happen.
And the more the merrier. See what I did there? For having people come and perform, you know.
You're very
So-
punny.
Thank you. I try. So I mean, if we got all 4, I mean, that would be awesome, I think. Do we have space heaters if there's a stage outside?
No, but we should be able to get propane units.
Okay. So that the
run 'em there.
dancers and the choirs and stuff
Yeah.
have a little bit of warmth and they don't
Freeze to death.
freeze. to
Yeah,
death.
no, I had the band stage in here last year because it was so cold. I knew as a former band member that most instruments aren't going to perform if they're
I
frozen.
remember when Encore performed, it was really cool, but it was kind of hard to see them.
Yeah,
So if we have the stage, that'll.
it'd be a nicer, yeah, with little people.
Wouldn't the high school maybe have a stage or something we could borrow if St. Clair Shores doesn't?
If they don't, I know Oakland County Parks, we've rented out before in Centerline for events, so I've been talking in the past with Sean, the Parks and Recreation Director at Centerline, to see where she's gotten some of her items that we use for events like this, because it's just, each community, the larger ones have them, it's whether or not they're willing to dole them out, or we can afford them, or they're double booked.
Okay, one more thing, and then I promise this is like for real, like one more thing, and then this might not be popular, but it's a lot of work to do Christmas in Fraser, and we're talking about really expanding it, making it pretty big. Would we want to have a special meeting at the end of this month and/or, well, yeah, it would probably be towards the end of this month, or another meeting in November, but more like towards the end of this month to like a touch base of like how everything is going, where we need additional assistance, things like that. So, because otherwise, if we don't meet again until the first Tuesday in November, like,
Yeah, it's past the point of
yeah.
a lot.
So thoughts on having a special meeting?
I think so.
I'm available whenever works for, it doesn't have to be a,
Clearly, I could be here in like 5 minutes. As long as it's not October 25th to the 29th, I'll be in Las Vegas.
Let me clear this up, Dana. So I'm going to the business, Amanda and I are gonna go break it up half, go hit the businesses in the downtown area.
You could probably just call them too. I don't even, if you,
I'd like to personally, though,
I
Yeah.
can
Same, I'm gonna go in with my cute kids.
yeah.
I can check with Sandra Mackey at the chamber to see if she has a list of our chamber members within the downtown district, because they may be more apt to participate as well if,
Okay, so we're going to go ask them to light up the outside of their buildings. We're going to ask them to do maybe a game or a giveaway.
Yep.
I mean, they could do like a Christmas tree and put suckers in it and say, pick a sucker and you get, whatever.
and that's the thing is like, I mean, we can come up with like a cute name of it, but we don't have to come up with a theme this time, right? Like it's the first time we're doing it. We'll just be thrilled if they participate, like decorate, whatever. I mean, just like get something out there to make it bigger than last year, which was great.
Okay,
As you guys were
so if
working
it's
on it,
already
I get
Christmas
it.
in a small
It
town.
was fantastic, Sarah. Please don't take that.
oh no,
what
in a bad
date?
way.
Would we
The
get all the
event is-
credit for last year?
If the
December
event
3rd
is
is the
called
date.
Christmas in a small town, why can't this extra thing be called strolling in a small town?
that works. Ta-da.
Strolling?
I mean, but there's your committee, your subcommittee chair right there. So,
You just told me to come up with a name.
I did, and she's good at it, so I knew she'd come up with
Yeah,
a
I mean,
name,
it-
so.
it could be, you know, holiday strolling in a small
Yeah.
town.
Do we want 2 weeks out? Do we want 3 weeks out?
What do you think?
What do your Tuesdays look like, ladies?
I think 2 weeks out would be putting you into the Thanksgiving zone. Do you want to do?
You mean
we
2 weeks
talking
out
about
from
it
today?
today?
Oh,
October
3 weeks
18th.
out
We're
for,
still in
okay, never mind, I
October.
was thinking the event.
2 weeks is October 18th.
Yeah.
We can meet then if you'd like.
That sounds fair.
18th,
Can we do it at 6 o'clock again?
Yes, and I will
that
remember
bad
it
for
this
you?
time. No, it was just, I had it down in my calendar as 7.
Oh, okay,
In my
good, 'cause
mind,
I have a 7
I'd said
o'clock
7 to so many people in City Hall today. Not one person was like, oh, no,
Okay, all right.
6, Sarah.
Well, just because I have a 7 o'clock meeting, so,
Yep, I know, I'm sorry about that.
It is.
no, well, yeah.
18th at 6 o'clock.
Perfect.
I think someone would have to make a motion for that, though.
I'll make a motion for a special meeting, October 18th at 6 PM to discuss the Christmas stuff.
Motion made by Commissioner Rollins, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries.
Okay, this resident's gonna hang it up.
All right.
Feel better.
October 18th at
you.
6 o'clock. Okay, I could do that.
All right, any other citizen participation?
Wait, can I do something real quick? Can I just give my concerns, because I have to leave?
Yeah.
Can I just kind of state my concerns that I had and just kind of make some announcements? Well,
Okay.
You want me to talk? Okay. 15201 Fairview. Laura Lessig. Adding to the Christmas and Fraser, thank you for bringing that up. And don't forget, I mean, in the past, we've always had the Santa gives the key to the city.
Yes, last year we didn't do that. The mayor wasn't able to ride on the truck due to his neck brace. So that was bypassed due to truck concern.
I just didn't want to forget that we usually do that kind of thing.
Oh,
And
Santa Joan.
the other thing is, I don't want to put a damper on everything, but we stopped a lot of the lighting and everything due to costs, and especially DPW costs, overtime, all that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of this that you're trying to do has to go before council to vote on, because it will cost money for them. I don't know. That's my opinion,
If it would
because in the
get to
past,
that
the
level, I don't
councils-
think we'd have the budget for it. Oh, I don't want to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying that the reason we didn't do a lot of lighting and everything is due to costs, and the council voted on that. So I think your council needs to be aware of your plans, number one, and having another meeting is perfect, because then you can have your new person on, hopefully, and she can provide more detail. The other thing I had on my list was updates on the 5-year plan. We're in October. That has to be brought to this commission to discuss at some point soon, because you're way behind.
Oh, we got till December 31st. Just kidding.
Already a year behind. Okay,
Yeah, we got till December 31st. That's fine.
that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Or Laura.
No, you had your
I
time.
know. Sorry, Dana Southern 31520 Schoolcraft. I was just gonna say about the budget. We haven't really used any recreation budget this year, though, right? Like, I mean, we have a lot of money budgeted, and we're looking at a lot of volunteerism for this. So we're looking to see if 3Cs will volunteer. So maybe higher energy costs for lights plugged in, but
I'm hoping that we wouldn't
putting my council
any-
liaison hat on
Any
right
sort
now.
of contract where it would reach the level where we'd need council approval, just because I don't think that's the best way to expend our city funds.
And I think
that we
that-
could do it cheaper like we did last year, if it's going to get to that point.
I think with Elaine's budget approval amount authority, that we also probably could remain within that. We'll see.
Yes.
Okay.
Item number 11, commission member with concerns, Commissioner Cook.
I just had a couple things. I wanted to thank everybody for their scarecrows. They are looking great. I love the businesses that participated in it too. It's not too late to still make one and put it out there. I mean, they're looking great. Facebook is like full of them. If you just go every day, you'll see one or two pop up. And people are so talented. I'm impressed at how well it went. The other things I was going to talk about is the Lions Club Family Fun. They're still looking for some people to set up a tent and pass out candy. If you're interested, call them, the Lions Club, and talk to, who is it, Nicole? I think it's Nicole Zimmerman.
Nicole's email's the one that's down. Have her check her junk for mine.
Okay, I will tell her that. The other one is the Ram's Horn Trick or Treat on October 22nd from 1 to 3. They're still looking for a couple people too to decorate trunks from what I hear. Also on the 23rd is the Fraser Bowling Alley is having a trunk or treat from 12 to 5 and also a vendor show that same day. And that's it.
Commissioner Hunt.
Well, I wanted to applaud Chris for her scarecrow idea and for putting it out there. And it's a little thing, but it's making, I think, a big difference because people are excited and they see things happening. Anyway, and thank you for everything that you're doing. So today I was shredding some stuff and I came up with this from September 2019. I don't know who put it together, if it was the city or the library or Parks and Rec, but it's great. So I don't know, do you have these copies
It was
anywhere?
an actual business.
We
business did?
submit all that to that business and they would print it for free through the utilization of ads.
Oh, so we really need to do this again. I don't know how much it costs, but it needs to be done because it's got everything. It's got the Fraser Goodfellows in here. It's got the library. It's got the VFW. It's got the Lions Club. It's got Christmas in a Small Town. I mean, it's got everything. And this is, I think, what people need to see this. So you don't need my copy if you already have some.
Got a whole bunch. It's on my,
Okay.
once I have staff goals.
All right.
'Cause I
just
do
thought
think
it
it's
was
important.
like- It was, I don't know if it was serendipitous or whatever, that I'm shredding, and then this came through in my big pile, I was like, hey.
I think there used to
And
be
my
a
minis
calendar too in there with monthly events that were happening throughout the month, which was great. You could stick it on your refrigerator.
Right.
You could see it like,
So-
oh, this is happening. Oh, this is
I mean,
happening.
so whoever did this, check that out, because it's good. Maybe we could do that again. That would be my concern.
Awesome. Commissioner Rollins.
I'm just really excited that we're all talking about the Christmas thing. Last year, I was a commissioner and I didn't even know about the event till like the week before. I saw a post on Facebook. None of us really got the chance to be involved or to, do anything special with it. So I'm excited that we're getting this started now and we can, bring back a little more of what it was.
Awesome. And I don't think I have any concerns for once in my life, so we're done. Item number 12, adjournment.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second it.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Hunt, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 7 o'clock.